already live or not yet?
Now we're live.
Okay, let's go.
With the 0 viewers. Let's get it.
Nice. We're live on YouTube? Or which platform?
We're live on YouTube,
yeah. YouTube, nice.
YouTube is the best for nothing.
Cool.
It's a really shit plat now, sorry.
And can we see when listeners are putting some comments or input?
Yeah, we can see that here, but I'm not gonna put the screen open because otherwise it's like the...
Yeah.
It's really lastig.
Okay, cool.
Let's first check the audio, and then I also want to open Google Documents so that we can just have my questions in the back.
Okay.
I think there were these questions, huh?
Yeah, indeed.
7 questions.
You sent it to me before, so I could check them.
Alright.
You stopped the recording?
No, we're still live, but
okay.
We're doing audio check now.
It's all new for me, so...
That's okay.
That's,
I am not a pro in this.
Yeah, it looks professional.
Are you laughing with me or what? Also, my hair is not the best, but whatever. Let's see. It's pretty bad quality actually. It's all new for me, so that's okay. I'm not a pro in this. It looks professional. Ding wordt iets dichter.
Ja, Klaas. Horen we te stil?
Ja, ook gewoon, if we talk from afar, it's like more roomy, like echo kind of vibe.
Okay, good. No problem.
It's a bit better also.
Do you need to open it?
No, that's okay like that. If that's okay for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put this a bit higher. Hey,
we have one viewer. Who is this?
Who is this?
Okay, welcome. We're doing a sound check, so 1 more minute.
Okay.
Thank you for joining.
Okay, so I think this is better quality already.
Okay.
So the hair is still whatever.
One viewer. Who is this?
Well, okay, like this. Thank you for the chat box scene.
Yeah, perfect. But we can hear ourselves now.
Yeah, but I'll mute this.
Okay.
Alright. So,
Good.
hello Bruno.
Good evening, Bench. How are you?
Very good. It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, we had a very good carbonara a few minutes ago with Boris.
Yeah, so if you pass out,
Yeah,
just know it's the carbonara.
it was a very good one, but
It's not because you're boring, but
ready to have a good podcast then, I think.
I'm just gonna put this a bit more here
Okay.
because this is the front of the camera.
Oh, it's the camera.
The microphone,
okay.
I mean. And I'll just...
Good.
I'm sorry, just have to figure out how we're gonna do this a bit. So, how was your week? You had a busy week, or no? It was not so busy week.
Yeah, the busy week, but on work we do not. It's quite, less busy than normal. So it's a little bit
Why
more
is
calm.
that?
I think it's just 1 or 2 weeks now, and then it will be back again like before.
It's not like the summer that companies
No,
have less.
completely not, because in summer it will be very busy.
Oh,
But
really?
now,
Ah.
not every summer, but this summer it will be, because in
Okay.
September we have a deadline, so
For the whole company then, or what? For a big project?
for one big project. Yeah.
Okay, that you work on.
Yeah, so we need to work hard this summer. So I'm enjoying now a little bit less.
Okay,
But
nice.
it will be better.
It's your first big project, or you had already a few
Actually,
big ones?
yes, this is the biggest project I've ever done. So it's cool. It gives a lot of pressure, but I like it to be the responsible of the project.
You're the project manager right now.
Project leader, yeah.
Leader.
There's another manager who is figuring out budgets, the planning, but I'm doing all the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's nice. A lot of nice colleagues that I can work with.
Like Boris or...
Not yet, but maybe he will do a little part in July or August.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
On the
that's well awesome.
sound discipline. He just told me about the sound effects on the project. So
he's a specialist in sound now,
yeah,
or what?
he will be. Yeah.
Okay.
The sound effects of the machines, of the machinery.
On the
environment,
the environment,
the nature, the people who lives there. So he needs to figure that out. Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a lot of nice colleagues. We're doing a good job, so everything is going great. So then it's nice to work on a big project.
Yeah, especially when you're like taking the credits, like.
Not completely, but for a part, yeah.
For a nice part.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. So today we wanted to talk about a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
I find that you are one of the healthier friends I have, if I can say it like that. It's pretty weird to say, but like, I believe your lifestyle is among the healthier ones.
And what kind do you mean? What kind of...
All around, I mean, like
Okay.
on every aspect that we will touch on in this podcast.
Yeah.
But that's why I also was very intrigued that you wanted to talk about it, because I have a lot of questions for you about how you
nice.
see your lifestyle, and
I'm curious about the
how
questions.
I can maybe, or how we can maybe improve ours. Or maybe we can have some suggestions for you, I don't know.
I think everybody can always learn from each other.
That's true. But sometimes you're like, I respect
really
his
want
lifestyle, but
I don't want it in my life.
It's not for me, you know?
Yeah, because you need to have a balance. What is healthy, but what is nice as well. Because you can be very healthy, but in the meantime you're doing things that you don't like. So you need to have a good balance between this.
Yeah, you're focusing on one aspect maybe too much, and then you're like losing sight of the other aspects of life. And
that's it. You need to find out what's good for you, because everybody has a different perspective of what is healthy and what does feel good for me. Because maybe what I do is different for you.
Obviously I think for everybody it's different.
So that's why I didn't expect you to think that I'm one of the healthiest friends, or one healthy friends.
Why not?
I try my best, but because for me living healthy is individually. I try to eat healthy, that's true.
Okay.
Maybe more healthy than the average, maybe. But for the rest, the healthy lifestyle depends on
you sport
who you
a
are,
lot.
I think.
You don't do a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
You have like a good social interaction status, I think, with other people.
Yeah.
A good job.
But that's healthy for me. Maybe other people don't need to have a social network.
That's fair point. But I think in the broad sense of what people would classify as healthy, I think you excel in those areas especially.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, I think...
Because I also put a lot of attention on living a healthy life.
Yeah.
That's something very important for me.
I did not notice that you like put a lot of attention to it.
Yeah.
I thought it was more how you really are and how natural it comes to you.
Yeah, but maybe the last few years since I'm working, I'm putting more attention to this. Before I was studying it, I was more just living and see what happens. But now I'm thinking more, this
conscious about
this
decisions.
aspect of healthiness is giving me a good energy, a good mood. Yeah. So I'm giving it more attention, giving it more space in my life. Because before it was just doing some things, but now it's more focusing on, I need to have my sports every day, otherwise I will not feel good.
So you identified the areas that you need in order to feel happy and healthy in your life. Yeah. That's very nice. I thought, like I said, I thought it was more natural for you, but I really like that you say that
I pay a lot of attention to it. Yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
Because if I would not do it, I think my life will be a complete mess. And I think with a lot of people...
Complete mess, yeah. I think we all know examples of areas that people might not be as healthy as they could be. But I would also not say that they're like a complete mess, you know? No,
but then I would not live the life I'm living now, because otherwise I would not feel good and I would not do sports. I would just being lazy. But now I put attention on this and then I can do more things because I'm feeling better. And I think when I do not put attention on some topics, for example, if I'm not eating healthy, I'm not feeling good, and then I will not go out, or I will not do things with you and other friends, or doing things like this.
You feel that you actually daily have to put effort in, or is it more of a habit now?
I try to make it a habit.
Consciously make these decisions, or is it more like, okay, I know these things are good for me, so when I go to the store, I don't even think about buying unhealthy stuff or whatever. Like,
I think about it, but I know I don't have to buy it. But sometimes, sure, I do this. But
like,
but it's every day you need to think about it, but not every day you have time for it. For example, if you have a very, very busy day on work, you don't have time for other things. But maybe you have time for one aspect of healthiness, but not for all the aspects. Maybe you just have time for a 5 minutes walk or just cooking mindful.
I understand what you want to say, but I also kind of disagree with it. Like, the amount of time we spend on work is indeed a large portion of our day, but when we get home, like now for me example, there's still a lot of time that I can do stuff, and I believe that the more I grow, and I'm also like growing and trying to be more healthy, the more I value doing the healthy things first instead of relaxing or taking a sit back or order food or something, because it's an easy trigger when you get home to do the easy things, like, okay, I just want to sit here for a minute, or I'll do the podcast later, whatever. It's a busy week, but I think it's more beneficial that you actually do these things first.
And for you, this feels healthy to do those things first before I do my
other stuff, because otherwise, when I first start with unhealthy stuff, like for example, I would order food or something, then the whole evening would be like, the tone would be set for the whole evening. Like, I ordered food, now I can really take a relaxed evening. I don't have to sport. Maybe I can smoke a little. It's like a waterfall, like, a slippery slope.
So if you would do only healthy and good things when you come back from home, then it's easier for you to keep on this path.
Yeah, it's easier for me to like have the sequence of healthy things. So if I go sporting, I am more likely to eat healthy. I'm more likely to do productive things.
And why is it? Because you feel...
Because I've talked about it a bit before, but how I see things is a lot of triggers and habits are involved in my life, and I'm now decoupling my bad triggers from my bad behavior.
Okay.
Bad behavior is like nothing is really
bad
good
habits,
or bad, but things that I want to change, I would say. And now I try to couple the good things together. So if I come home, I have a good day of working. My first reaction before would be, okay, now I allow myself to smoke a joint. And now I'm like, no, when you get home, you first have to do sports. And maybe after sport you can smoke the joint. But I trigger myself, or I condition myself a bit to first get all the good things out of the way, so that I feel good about myself, and then the reward is more more of a pleasure, I would say.
But is feeling good the same as being healthy?
For me at this point it is, because I have had very bad habits, I would say, or I still have some of them. So focusing on the good habits that I have and the good healthy things that I do actually gives me pleasure that I'm changing my life around. Because it's not like I was stuck, but I felt like I was always in a loop. And there is like no real path of breaking that loop except for really breaking every chain of that loop.
And when you're working on it now, you feel like your life is more sense and you're living a more healthy life because you're mentally more healthy.
I feel more mentally healthy sometimes, not always. But I don't feel like my life has more direction. There's also like more questions and more frustrations, because usually my bad habits were making my life easy and not so stressful. And now I have to find ways to deal with those things without relying on the bad habits. Like smoking weed, for example.
But I think when you have a lot of unhealthy habits for a long time, it's quite hard to stop this and to go and to change it into a more healthy lifestyle. And maybe that's the phase you are now. and that you need to fill in those gaps of unhealthy habits in
exactly
other things.
Like this podcast, it's a way to help me fill in my day and not think about other things that I might have done when I did not do it.
Yeah, but if it makes you feel good, that's very good.
Yeah, obviously, especially for the 0 viewers maybe that we have.
The one has left.
Oh no, we have 2 viewers.
2 viewers. Hey, okay, welcome.
Shout out to the 2 viewers.
Thank you for joining.
We're like 50% now of our audience.
Yeah, if you are interested to ask a question, you can always do, and we can go into that.
And if the audio is not that good, please also say, because we cannot check it every minute.
No.
So how about you? How have you felt that you had to change your life? That you had this maybe bad habit circle or waterfall, and that you thought from at this point in my life I want to make a real change? Or
I didn't feel I really had to do something, or otherwise I would not feel happy. But I felt that some periods in life I was more happy than other periods. It was very like a graph, my life. Sometimes I was happy, then I was not happy. And I could link those moments to my behavior. So that was why I was thinking, what makes me feel happy and what makes me feel sometimes very, not really depressed, but a dip. Down. So then I was thinking, okay, what can I change in my daily lifestyle to just make those happy moments longer? And in my opinion, those moments were the healthy moments. So giving attention to food, to sports, and to mental happiness. And those 3 things made me feel better. So I was linking that to a healthier lifestyle. I
want to ask the same question you asked me. Is being healthy equals happy for you?
For me, yes. I think,
You feel happy when you are healthy?
Yeah. When I
doing healthy things?
Yeah. When I do not do a lot of sports, or when I do not eat healthy, or see not enough friends, I feel not good. So, yeah.
Is it always like that? Like, for example, for me, sometimes I feel very overwhelmed, I would say, maybe. Or I'm focusing too hard on doing good stuff, that I actually feel a bit happy if I can take a step back and maybe like sin a bit, or like do an unhealthy habit, or not go out, for example. Some nights I'm like, okay, it's Friday evening, but I don't feel like going out, just because I want to focus on myself and regain my energy a bit.
Yeah, but that's your thing. But for me, it's not.
You never had that?
Sometimes I feel I'm doing too much and I need some space for myself. But this does not make me feel unhappy or unhealthy. But I feel that sometimes I need it.
A bit of room, but
not really. I need more the other part. I have more times that I feel, I need to do more with my family, with people.
Okay.
That's the part I have more than the other part that you have, I think. But I can enjoy evening doing nothing.
Obviously, I think everyone can, and some degrees, like we say, everybody has different degrees of what they need and want. Yeah.
No, but for me, the healthy parts of my life do make me feel happy.
Okay. I think I feel that a bit too now, but it's way more subtle than doing drugs or something, you know. The happiness you get from a drug is very familiar and very, kind of what you get. If you drink 5 beers, you're gonna get like tipsy and you're gonna feel good. And even if you had a bad day, like it was a stressful Friday, but you go out with your friends and you drink 5 beers, and you're like, okay.
Then unhealthy is happiness.
In a sense, it's healthy to be with your friends, but in another sense, it's also unhealthy that you drink larger amounts.
Yeah, that's beer. That's the thing I'm thinking about a lot last times, of going out with friends and drinking alcohol. Because in one sense, it makes me feel very happy, because if you drink some beers or something, you're more open, you have a lot of fun. But then the week after I've drank a lot, then I feel very sad.
That you had to drink a lot, or that?
Yeah, if I drank a lot, I feel very bad the whole week, and it's really I tested it a lot, and it's really the alcohol that makes me feel.
It's like really the alcohol. It's not like. For me, maybe it's more like I feel sometimes sad that I had to drink this much to enjoy the situation more.
Oh, no. Because I know I would also enjoy the situation without alcohol.
Yeah, but maybe to a lesser extent. Like, you know, when you drink that the situations and the things that happen are way... can be way more extreme-ish, I would say. Like, it can be very good, very bad. And when you're sober, it's more neutral-ish, more, you know, the zone where it's gonna be the experience.
And for you, that's the reason why you are feeling bad sometimes.
I think sometimes I feel bad that I have to be around people and do drugs to be able to have a good time with them. Because sometimes I force myself a bit to go out because, like I say, I'm less outgoing than you are. And then I feel sad that I have to overcome this barrier with drugs in order to enjoy the moment, which I always enjoy then eventually, but
afterwards you're thinking...
It's kind of a double-edged sword in that sense.
So it's like, healthy and unhealthy, it's both.
It's like I need the drugs a bit to enjoy being with you guys, but I also enjoy being with you guys, you know, like that's kind of weird.
Yeah, so that's a topic I'm thinking about last weeks or months. What's the best balance? Or sometimes I'm thinking, why am I thinking about this? Just do when you are there and see what happens.
Yeah, just drink, and if you have enough, you can stop. But
but that's why the thing I was feeling quite a lot last years when I went out. That a week after I felt quite bad, and now that I'm drinking a little bit less, I'm feeling that those moments has became very little. So I'm linking it to you have to drink less alcohol to being more happy. So being healthier makes you happier. So that's another topic.
It's difficult for me, I think.
Yeah, but I see that it's true, because when I drink less, I have more energy. I do a lot more. I go sporting a lot more. I speak more. I like to see people more. I'm going to work. I say good morning instead of good morning. You see, you're just like more energized.
No, I get that. The after feeling is obviously better when you drank less, I think. What I'm referring to more is like what I said, like when you're sober, your experience is between more narrow bounds of what it can be. And when you drink or do drugs or whatever, the amount of experiences you can have has a way bigger variance. Let me use an example for this. I would never go to the city of Antwerp partying if I'm not completely drunk or something, you know? And those moments can be really fun, but I think it's kind of sad that I have to be that drunk to have these moments, you know? That's the where I differ with you, I guess. Like, I can see
but I think it's
less.
normal, no? I think 99% of people have
Obviously.
the same situation, that you cannot enjoy those moments without alcohol.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, you know, like...
I don't know, I think it's normal.
But normal can be sad, obviously.
Yeah, maybe, yes,
There are a lot of things that are normal in life that I find very sad, but we're not going to go into deep on those aspects of life.
It's another podcast,
That's definitely another podcast. But maybe a more broad general stance is you view these like drugs in general, I would say, in the same category as what you just described, like doing less drugs makes me happier, or how do you see...
I don't do drugs, so
no,
it's
I know.
hard to to answer that question, but...
You believe that you don't need these... Because you say 99% knows or believes or acts upon this information that if we do drugs, that you will have...
more fun.
More or like more extreme situations. And you are consciously saying... That's what's always intrigued me. Like you're consciously saying, no, I don't need those drugs.
Yeah.
But you also realize that you maybe miss those... that you don't experience those moments then maybe. Or how do you see that?
No, indeed, it's true. But it's also... I know that some drugs might be harmful for your body and for your brain.
I think all drugs are pretty bad.
Yeah, alcohol as well. But I think it's the same as alcohol. If you take it, you feel good for a moment, but afterwards you can feel bad. And indeed, I don't need those things to feel a happy moment. And if those things to take are unhealthy, I don't see a reason to take it. It's the same with alcohol, I know, but...
Yeah, no, it's interesting, because you then prioritize your personal health above the experience, actually.
But because I believe you also can have this experience, not the same, but a very, very nice experience without alcohol. And I also feel when you live your life in a healthy and fair and honest way, you can live very truthful or very deep, and you can feel everything very true without feeling bad or without feeling, oh, I did this wrong, maybe I cannot enjoy this.
You feel like you're more in line with the decisions that you make, or what do you mean?
Yeah, that if you live a truthful way,
you do not have regrets about, oh, I should not have done that.
Yeah, if you are always honest with yourself, you're doing good stuff, you don't do things that you don't like, you don't rob people, or that you can live a life very truthful and very pure, and that this can give the most beautiful thing, instead of taking drugs for one evening or one night and then you feel, oh, why did I do this?
Can you not be truthful when taking drugs? Or truthful to yourself?
Yes, of course you can, but I think...
For you it's not...
If I would do it, I would think, oh, why did I take this? This is not necessary, and then I would not enjoy other moments that hard.
Okay.
Just sober moments I would not enjoy that hard, I think.
Because you believe that... Because you took some drugs, you believe the experiences afterwards will be less impactful or less...
Yeah, because you don't feel the moments you feel sober, you don't think they are so real, because you have experienced some other things. And if you don't experience those real, liveful moments of being, wow, this is the most beautiful I can see, then you will always want something else.
I think that relates a bit to what I was saying before. Like now it's very difficult for me to experience like normal life stuff and deal with it on a normal basis, because I'm used to like putting it away and just focus on the druggy whatever's part of experiences.
But I'm quite sure if you delete some things that you know that are not good for you, after a time you can get into the normal life without...
No, I definitely believe also in
and then
that.
You can really enjoy, if you find things that are healthy for you and makes you feel good, or not really healthy, but for me it's healthy things, and that makes you feel good, then you can have a life that really feels like a real life and really feels, okay, this is what I need, and gives you motivation every day again. And for me this is living a healthy life on a lot of aspects.
Okay. So,
And this is not only physically of eating and doing sports, but also mentally. You need to take very care of yourself.
To say what kind of aspects you associate with a healthy lifestyle. So for you it was eating, mentally
eating is not really mentally for me.
No, but the different pillars of...
so first, physically it's doing sports and eating healthy. And sleeping on time, but sleeping on time also...
How much do you sleep a night?
I need at least 8 hours, but mostly it's 7 or 8 hours. Yeah. Okay. But when I sleep 8 hours
you feel
a night, I feel good. Sometimes 9 can be good, but 8-9 is for me perfect.
Okay.
And then you have the physical part, and then you have the mental part, and the mental part is for me. Sleeping good, that you are fresh, that you feel good, and also taking care of your mind and your emotions. That if you feel something, you experience something, you have to think about it. Is it good or bad for me, and what can I do with it? And also, if you have a very busy life, take some moments of rest, go for a walk, just sit 5 minutes alone in the sofa, without your phone, and just let all your emotions and feelings come to you, and just think for yourself, okay, what is happening with me, and take good steps.
Do you often do that?
Yeah, I try to do it every day.
Every day? Like or just 5-minute walk or a 5-minute sit down on the bench just or something?
Mentally thinking, okay, I'm now with my mind, I'm not thinking about anything else, just thinking, okay, how do I feel? And I
Really?
think after a time it becomes a habit.
A habit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also when you're on a bike or you're just walking around the corner to the shop, you're just not on your phone, but just thinking, okay,
and
how do I feel?
listening to music, is that distracting?
No, yeah, that's distracting. But it can make you feel good or bad, but it's something else. You need to really...
Is it like a sort of drug, listening music?
Mm.
Because you're altering your experience and your mood?
Yeah, I can say yes. Because music can make you feel very good, very bad. It makes you feel different than you did before listening to music. So I think it's...
For me, it's not really different. It's more of enhancing the state I'm already in. Like,
or you can change it, no?
Sometimes I can change it, but like I would say, if I'm feeling slightly irritated, I can change it to feeling positive again. But if I'm really like bad mental, it's not gonna be changed with putting on a song, you know? Then if I'm feeling really bad, I will put on a sad song just to play the violin for myself, you know?
Okay, I see.
That's kind of how I see music there in that.
No questions?
Oh, we have a question from Maximus. Who is this guy?
Maximus.be.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
We have a new viewer. How do you deal with friends who don't understand your healthy choices?
Yeah, just leave them thinking and do your own thing. I think it's easy to say. It's easy to say. That's my general
approach, but
I think
it's difficult, you know?
If you are sure for yourself, that doing what you're doing makes you feel good, then you don't have to doubt what other people are saying. And I think this can make you very strong, because you can show your friends, for me this is good. This doesn't have to be for you, but maybe you can try. Maybe it can help you as well. But you do not have other people let you change. That's not a good thing. I think you should never do it. Not in healthy lifestyles.
No, I don't think anybody who's feeling healthy or feeling that they're doing good stuff would change. I think what the question is more alluring to is how do you support or how do you convince others around you that maybe they should try similar things to you because it helped you?
Yeah, but I think that's hard, because you know it helps you, but you're not sure it will fit in other people, their life. For example, if I know a friend who really loves to eat fast food, I'm not going to say names, but then you cannot say you don't have to eat this, you need to eat vegetable every day, but yeah, maybe it can help.
No, but is it not hard? I think for me personally, I've been struggling with this aspect of healthiness the most, I think. Yeah? It's very
of healthy food or healthy? No,
just being healthy in general. Like, I feel like I'm making some good choices lately. Yeah. And I believe I can help others with making those choices. Why I'm trying to make this podcast and stuff. But I feel like people are not as recipient, or that I can convince them is a bad wording, but that they don't see the value in what I'm doing.
Yeah, but they need to first see the problem and then be open to change it. And if they're not open, you can never change anybody if those people are not open to.
It's not that I want to change them, but I think there are aspects in them that they can use and work on that will make them maybe take better decisions.
Because you know those people quite well, that you see, I know if you do this, it will help you.
I think, like, I can never be sure, like you say, every person is different, but you think like, I've had similar problems as you, maybe not exactly the same, and I'm trying to work around them or work with them in this way. Yeah. Maybe this could also work with you, but every time that I want to say something like that, I feel like
I'm not your daddy, or
first, that is the most important one, that I don't feel like I want to parent them, but also that I don't feel like they understand where I'm coming from, and that I can relate to them.
I see.
They isolate their own problem as something only they experience or something.
But I think a thing that you can do then is, if you're doing something that makes you feel good, something healthy, that you can invite them for joining.
I try, and it's difficult because at some point you're feeling like you're forcing them to do something they don't want, and I don't want that either.
No, sure.
Because like you say, people have to be open for it, but on the other hand, let's make it very concrete for now. I'm adopting a strategy right now in this house of letting people walk against the wall in order for them to become more open to certain aspects. And it's very frustrating for everybody. And that's why I was surprised that you say that, Van, you have to let people do their thing, and when they realize it's a problem, then they might become more open and view solutions. But I generally don't want people to walk against the wall first before realizing that.
I think they have to see the problem first before changing. Otherwise they will not change, I think. But it's also very important, I think, to show what are solutions and what can bring solutions. After they walked into the wall and doing stupid things, that you can already tell those things, and then they will think, oh, maybe he's right. But it's hard to change people, and that's for me also a very mindful thing. You really have to think, how can I be happy? And if you are feeling happy and good and healthy, you can maybe motivate some people or inspire some people, or I don't know.
No, that's also what I'm trying, but it's sometimes very hard to...
And if people are putting you in a bad mood or something, then you need to think, oh, why is this?
That's or generally that people don't see where I'm coming from, that they think that I want to belittle them, or I have a kind of a bad reputation with such things that I get misinterpreted, or that that's part of why, I don't know how to say this, but het ratje stigma on me, you know? Like, people don't really take word for word what I'm saying, and they think I'm saying something because I want to gain benefit from my own, or... And it's very hard to change that. I've been working on that for years now, and I can still say that
it's getting better, no?
It is, but...
You're not a rat as 3 years before.
Not as ratish, but... But still, I think it's like something that sticks with you, and I think you are one of the few that understands such a sticky stigma sometimes.
Just leave those people thinking, and...
I know.
And sometimes it's hard, but you cannot do anything about it, so...
No, I was just shocked that you said it like very blunt, like, don't care about others, focus on you being happy, and then they will come to you, or whatever.
Sure, if it's our friends and family that you love, sure, you always think, oh, it's pity that they think this or this from me, but you can only try to make it the best and change it, and not...
No, it's true.
Cry about it and just...
Oh.
So I don't know if
this... Like a crybaby, or...
if we answered the question of Maximilian.
Maximus.be. I think, not everybody is gonna understand each other.
No.
And I think
the most important is that you feel good about yourself, that you are living a good life, and...
Oh, I wanted to ask a follow-up on this one to you. Do you keep people around you that don't follow your same ideologies of healthy life, or what you want to achieve? Or are you like, I rather focus on people that do have the same interests in line as me?
No, but the people I already know for a long time, everybody's different, and I am not going to push those people away.
It's not like pushing, but it's like...
New people, you mean? Or...
Yeah, you have like... Let's say you have like a finite amount of time. Okay, it's not let's say, we just all have finite amount of time. And you have certain amount of people around you. Like, I know people from back then. I know people still calling me from uni, whatever. They want to hang out, and I just don't always want to invest time and effort in that. Because I know they're not really on the same wave as where I'm trying to go or where I'm going. And it's very difficult to give them my energy. Yeah. Because it's very brutal to say, but I don't think it's like they ever will be a world where we will be on the same page doing stuff together. Or
I think it's important if you see those people that you do not only do it for them, but also for you, that you just have a good evening, both of you, or just a good time. But to answering your question, this is a topic I'm also dealing right now, because I think 2 weeks ago, I spoke to a friend. He said, "Oh, do you want to go eat and drink something?" I said, "Okay," because he's living now in Antwerp, and I just went with him, and first it was nice, but after a time I was seeing, okay, this is really not
it's like
the person
mediocre
I want
experience,
to, no,
you know?
the bad experience.
Oh, bad experience.
So now I'm thinking, why should I ever see him again, or why should I ever spend my time with him? But you don't have a lot of time in your life, so you really need to see what you like and where you want to put your time. So I think first it's important to feel good, and then yourself, and then see, okay, I have time to see my friends, to see people that do not have the same interests, but that I can have a good time with. And you do not always have to see people with the same interests.
I find that difficult, like, especially because I'm not that social guy, and putting in time and effort for something that I don't see value in, or like we have the same interest in line, is very difficult, I think, for me.
But it's hard for you to speak to people who do not have the same interest as you? Or to have a good time? To see it as
to have a good time is difficult, because I will always feel a bit of waste of time of my own.
Because you want to see progress in your thoughts, and
I want to learn new things. I want to be more.
But that's also the thing. If you only speak to people that has the same interest, you will never learn new things or never see new opportunities. So that's also a thing that for me means healthy lifestyle, is to have a broad network and to meet new people and see, oh, you are living this way, maybe I can learn a little bit from you, or maybe I can learn from you. Or
it's not that I would not give them a chance or something. It's just I have given them a chance, or chances, whatever, or experiences, or and it just was not always something close to what I thought it was gonna be. Like you said, you meet his friend, and he's a good guy. You know he's a good guy, and at some point in life your paths crossed. But I feel like it's also sometimes that you just have to let the cross go out. Like the legs are going away from each other, and you can try to make them bend together. But
I've read a cartoon that was a very good one. That's your life starts with one train wagon. How you call it? Train.
Cargo.
Yeah.
Cargo. No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just call it wagon. One train wagon. Then every year there come a wagon extra, and then you arrive at the station. Some extra people come in. That's your first year of basic school. Then another station, high school. But every station also people get out. Some people stay, some get out, and in the end of your life, you have met a lot of people. A lot of people that have stayed maybe 1 year. A lot of people maybe 10, 20, 30 years. But in the end, it's your own life, your own rail.
Your own train,
And people can come in, can go out, but that's normal, I think.
But do you put effort in it to keep people in your wagon?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think when you see, okay, that friends or those family members can mean something for me, or can have good times that I can have good times with, then it's important for me to spend time with them and just enjoy moments.
I think maybe what differs for me a bit is I feel like I'm in certain like you say in the beginning, you have your ups and downs. I feel like I have like different moods of what I want to achieve in my life and what I want to strive for, and in certain periods of time in my life I feel like I need to connect more to certain people, and at some point this might switch, that I feel like, okay, I'm maybe working too much or focusing too much on being productive, and then I will search more actively for people that I need to be less productive, or like more chilling, whatever.
But I think that's not a problem to have those.
That's not a problem, but it's difficult because people expect also certain things from you when you're not in that zone, you know? Like if I'm not in a chill mood, people sometimes expect me to be in a chill mood.
But then it's their problem now.
That's what I think, but it's difficult for me to conversate that or to say that without hurting their feelings or something.
Yeah.
So I think, we went maybe a bit too deep on the...
yeah, that is interesting. But it's also part of healthy life, just your social life. How are you dividing it? How many time you spend with your girlfriend, with your family, with your friends, with yourself? And that's a very important part of the mental stability, I think. So we had social interactions as one of the pillars. You had mental fitness or like mental health. Yeah. And you had physical health, and you had two more, I think. Sleep and food.
Are those not in the physical health?
Yeah, those are in the physical part. Yeah.
Like you said me, the 5 pillars.
In the mental part. Yeah.
No, you had like 5 pillars of being a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, so I think
3 are
your
like
physical
social,
part, mental part.
Mental.
In the physical part, you have sports, food, and sleep, and in the mental part, you have what was it? Meditation, rests, and just bringing peace in your life, in your own
ease of mind.
Yeah, indeed. And also, I think that leans good to this ease of mind is having a good planning. I think you're quite good in it. Because
getting better. I was pretty bad at it before.
I think when you want to do a lot of things in life and you want those things that makes you feel healthy or feel happy, that you need to plan those moments for sure, that you really have those moments, that those are priority number 1. And then you see, okay, I have more time for maybe other things that doesn't make me healthy or happy necessarily, but that's also make me happy, but that are not that important as priority number 1.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's wrong said, because it's also very important, but that I can live 1 week without this, without feeling unhealthy or unhappy. But there are some things that for me are very healthy and happy that
bring a lot of happiness and healthy feelings.
Yeah, and those things you really need to plan it into your week to just feel that joy. And if you feel that joy once a day, then you can have a very happy and healthy day for the rest of the day.
Okay. So those are the 5 pillars for you, or did you add also?
No, I think those are the most important, but I'm really wondering why in basic school or high school we do not pay attention to that mental part, because we are only studying, but they're never teaching us take care of yourself, try to find your own way.
There are a lot of things they never teach us, you know.
Yeah, but that's a very, very important thing we never teach, because they also some say you need to train your brain like you train your biceps for some people.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's such an important muscle that has so much influence on your life, but people are just ignoring it. But you
know why they don't teach us that?
Because they want us to be sheeps.
In the most cynical sense, yes. But it's not something you can put a price on it. Some persons really need it, some persons figure it out on their own. What they are more interested in is how educated are people, how high paying jobs they can get, how developed our country will get. And that's why I think they mostly focus on like the education part, like how smart are you gonna get.
But I think in the past it could work like this, but now mental problems and illnesses are such a big problem that I think it must be implemented in education, because otherwise in some years it will be a disaster. People will not be able to work, and then you do not have anything with your knowledge.
I think most countries now already realize this, because I believe, don't quote me on this, but the number 1 way of dying, I would say, as a teenager is by mental depressions and suicide and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. Yeah.
And that's a really sad figure, I think, because it really reflects what you're saying, that institutions are not paying attention enough to mental health problems that we might develop, especially in early ages. I think we are in a sense fortunate that we had some drastic events happen and that we take awareness of these situations and mental health problems. Because otherwise I think you don't know what might have come on your or my path, I would say.
Sure.
It really made me think about what do I want to be happy in life for and what do I want to achieve. So.
And indeed, those first years that you do not even notice, mental illnesses do exist, I need to take care of it. I think those years are even the most important, but they already pass when you realize, I need to take care of it.
Yeah,
but that doesn't make that you do not have to take care of it when you realize it. Even when you're 50 or 60 or older, you can still start with it to train your brain and your mind.
And I think that's also what I'm not very good at it. I've been coping a lot, I will call it. You know coping?
No.
Coping is like, it's a problem, but you look away from it. You try to sweep it under the rug. And at some point, you are coping like mountains of shit under a rug that is not covering it anymore. And at some point, you're like, okay, I have to deal with this mountain of shit in my fucking living room because I ain't living 1 second longer with this fucking shit in my house. And that's a bit how I felt.
But you mean mentally?
Mentally, not physically a shithole. And I think was for me, like, I know it's maybe late for others, whatever, I don't care. A lot of people probably saw it coming, like, he's smoking too much, this has to change at some point. It's all good and well, but it just clicked for me at some day, and I was like, okay, I have to stop this. If I'm not fixing it now, it's only gonna get worse.
Realizing your problems is the first most important steps, and that's also why I want, for me, just taking 5 minutes a day, realizing some things, and then just every day, just a very, very small part that you need to adapt. You don't need to adapt 5 years of your life. Just, today I did this wrong, or that can maybe change. Then you can just have a good day the next day without a bag of problems in your... So I think if all people should just walk around 10 or 15 minutes...
aspect that we're maybe lacking in society, that we do not disconnect enough and listen to our own
I think
inner self.
Because, for example, if you don't like your job and you're just saying all the day, I don't like it, I just want another job, but you never really take time to step away from that problem and to see, okay, actually it's this and this that I don't like, and maybe this and this I like, so maybe I should do that job instead of the job I'm doing now. So I think that's just one example, but you have a lot of everyday problems that you just can think about and then change. It's not always that easy, I know, but even you first have to realize and then you can change it. But without realizing, you can never change anything. And in this, I think it's also very important to see the bigger picture and not think, okay, this is so important, I cannot go away from this. But you need to see, okay, I'm just one person in the whole universe, minding my own business. I'm working in a company with 100 or 1,000 people. It doesn't matter what I'm changing. I just need to...
For me, that's the part of me that I don't really listen to, because...
It makes you feel scared.
No, it makes me feel like everything is senseless. And
I understand.
And if I approach that mindset, if I take that mindset, I definitely had it at some point in my life. If I use that mindset to logic my way out of things, then I would become the number one stoner again.
I see.
And that's very difficult because I have to condition myself in a way that things matter, and that every action I do take does have an action or an implication later on for me or for other people. And if I rationalize it by saying, I'm just one small droplet in a sea of ocean, then every action I do becomes meaningless. So I would just smoke every day again, I think.
Yeah, just to relativeer, just to...
Is it need to relative?
No. Just to think that the problem I have now is in the world picture not a problem. It's if I just quit my job, it will be the same world and I will be happier. So just... But I also see what you are saying, that if you say nothing matters, that you don't have a purpose in life. So I think you just have to do things and find some things you like. Just once a day you find something you like, and then something can grow out of that. You feel better, and yeah, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
I want to use the analogy I used last time for Zoe to describe how I view things. And that's this, like, every action, everything we do is kind of already set in stone. The only free thinking, free will that we have is in the actions in between, but the begin and the end result will always be the same.
Yeah.
So imagine a dry water well, a waterfall, and you're putting water on the top. The water can flow each way of the waterfall, and it can go into cracks and crannies, but eventually the water will collect at the bases, and the one input will give the one output. So everything in that sense is like determined. Like there is not really for me anything to choose, and everything is kind of meaningless in that way. That's how I negatively think, or how my...
And why would you think like this?
Because I kind of know it's true, even though that I don't want to believe in it. I like to believe that I make my own choices.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's
somewhere in
true.
me...
But I don't know if your destination is already fixed. I don't think so.
I believe it is fixed, but we like to believe it's not fixed. We like to have the idea that I'm choosing my own path.
Yeah, sure.
But
depending on how you live now will depend on where you are in 10 years. And depending on what choice you make there will depend on where you are in 20 years. Yeah. So every choice depends, makes your destiny. So I don't see
I believe every choice we make is a product of what happened before. The choice why I invite you here is because you have a very different lifestyle from me. And eventually I was bound to be interested in how you're living. And that's why I invited you. It's not that I said last week from, hey, I want to speak with Bruno on the podcast. No, it's something that brews inside of me. Every choice you make kind of defines the outcome there in that sense. And it feels like we have free choice in that sense, and that some things do have meaning, but in the end it also feels like everything is already determined and we're just moving along.
No, I don't think so. I think you can make drastic decisions to change your life completely and then have a completely different life.
Would you now make a drastic decision?
If I will do it?
No, like... what would be the reason that you make a drastic decision?
Because I like to live differently and to have a lot of adventurous things in my life, and just... For example, I would like to live somewhere else, so I could do it now. I like to meet new people in a bar or something. Or
is that not all things that you already know about yourself, and that you know would influence that choice? For example, you're not gonna quit your job tomorrow. The only way you will quit your job is if something maybe drastic happens to you and that you feel like you're stuck. So it's kind of a reaction on something that happens to you.
I don't know.
No? I believe in that. I see it that way a bit.
Yeah.
The fact that you travel a lot is because you're indeed adventurous, and that you had the opportunities at that moment to travel. Sure. It's not that you are like, today I'm gonna go to Costa Rica. And that's difficult for me because I like to believe that everything has meaning, and that I'm doing right choices and making a good, healthy lifestyle. But in the end, I also believe like it doesn't really matter that much to how I'm gonna feel, as long as I'm just feeling happy, I guess.
Yeah, but that's life. You just need to feel happy right now. You don't need to live to the end. You just have to enjoy the ride, and then in the end you're dead.
That's
so
what I'm trying to focus on indeed.
That's why you need to do every day just something you like, and then you feel good.
You need to be happy to be the waterfall, but it doesn't matter that you bring water from the top to the bottom.
Maybe the waterfall never ends.
It doesn't. There is no waterfall that doesn't end.
Maybe it becomes longer if you have a healthier lifestyle. Or maybe a rock can come down and it's
longer, but maybe just steeper then, you know. Maybe it's nicer to have like little crannies and side roads and different experiences, and then you come back to the base.
Maybe some branches can grow into it.
Another question I want to ask you, but I thought about it while we were talking about this, and we haven't even touched these questions. Like,
good.
Yeah.
We do not have some questions from the audience. They are still with us.
Do we have an audience?
One left. Okay, no problem.
No problem. I support you. I like you, one viewer. You're a true one.
Maximus or the other person, good job.
The other question I want to ask you, and it was a bit from my first podcast or my second, I think, is: do you believe we always need to be happy? Is that the sole focus of what we do in life? And
we try to be the most happy we can. So we try to be happy every day. I think that's the goal. But everybody knows that's not realistic. Everybody knows we have periods of time that we are unhappy, and we have days in the week that we are unhappy. But for me, living a healthy lifestyle makes those days being happy more and those days being unhappy less. So I think that's, in this topic, the healthy lifestyle is for me the thing of living happy.
Yeah, let's take that let's take a hypothetical situation that I'm actually feeling happy whenever I smoke weed.
Yeah.
Is it wrong then to smoke weed every day? If it actually makes you happy?
To do it every day? But it makes you think that you are happy maybe. On that moment.
Let's hypothetically say it is the one thing that you feel really happy about.
I feel the same as I do sports as you do joint.
For example.
Then you can say it makes you feel happy, but I think then, for example, I would think, okay, I feel happy, but this is every day the same happiness. I cannot enjoy a more happy day or a more happy day. But doing other things in life that can go left, right, up, down, you do not know what you can expect. And I think those days can be more happy or also less happy, but if you live a lifestyle that you are doing every day, something that makes you happy, then the day that comes next, the chance is bigger that this day will be more happy than the day before, I think. And when you're doing every day the same, smoking a joint, the chance of having a happier day the next day will be very
less
little,
likely.
I think. Yeah, because,
No, I think that's very true. It's also what I realized, I guess.
I think you're quite bored if you're doing the same thing every day. If I would run 10 kilometers every day, I would be very bored, I think. You need to...
But you have people that do it every day.
Yeah. For
like
those
Max,
people, it's...
He did it for quite a time.
Yeah. And it can help him for being happy, but maybe he has also other things that encourage him being happy.
I assume he has other things, but
it's maybe that's the thing I was telling, that he does this once a day that makes him happy, and then the rest of the day he has more energy, it's more open mind.
You can say the same about smoking a joint.
Yeah.
Maybe it is
sometimes
one thing you
for
do.
Some people maybe it is.
It is one thing you do a day, and it makes your day more enjoyable because you focus more on the good things on your day.
Yeah, maybe for some people it is. Yeah. But
that's a difficult part.
I think there are not a lot of people, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there are not a lot of people that smoke a joint once a day. Oh, it's very hard what I'm saying maybe. But then...
You can say whatever you want, there is one viewer, so...
But it can be used against me.
In the court of law.
But then feel happier every day of their life.
So you have to repeat it because I lost.
I think when you're smoking a joint a day, that you can feel quite happy constantly, but that the day that comes next will be not happier
But then you said the last thing you said, or was it the last thing?
Yeah, that was it. But when you're doing other things that makes you happy, that can vary. I think the next day that you can
but
be
you said
happier.
like if he runs 10 kilometers, he can maybe focus more on the happy things because he got that.
I know.
I'm making the same reference with a drug because a drug is like happiness, boom, and it also makes you look things in a different light. I would say I know. If I smoke weed personally, I feel a lot more eased, calm. I like to look more at the bright side of life. I'm very more approachable. I'm very more realistic to.
But I'm not saying it will not work for you. So maybe
no,
it works
I know
for
it
you.
doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to change it. But my point is that somewhere in me, I believe that it could work for me. But looking at how I was going in my life, I know that it was not the right thing at this point of my life.
So you're the only person who can tell, I think.
No, because like you said, like I want to make the reference. It can be the same with every habit that you do.
Yeah.
If it's 10 kilometers running, if it's doing 10 minutes yoga each day, if you're doing each day 10 minutes yoga, does the yoga become less impactful?
But I think with weed, it doesn't give you. Yeah, but that also depends on people. For me, it will
it's difficult
not give me
because
energy.
we think of a drug that it's obviously not physically good, like.
But it is proven as well that it can cause mental.
Definitely.
Problems.
Yeah.
And I don't know where those mental problems can go, but yeah, it's a risk that you
it's
take.
It's like proven that living in the city gives you a higher chance of cancer.
Yeah.
It's also proven.
Indeed, yeah.
But living in the city has benefits.
Other benefits. Yeah.
People being around you and stuff and having more things for you. So it's not because something has bad benefits or bad things connected to it that the good things cannot outweigh it. Do you understand what I want to go to?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying we all should smoke weed every day. I'm definitely not saying that. But there is like a percentage in me that likes to believe that having this fixed happiness can also make you more happy in the general aspects of life. And that part is difficult for me now because
you are looking for that part that you can do every day.
I'm feeling less happy generally because when I'm sober I'm more focused. I'm more trying to achieve things.
But I think that's just a phase right now that
It's
I was saying in
probably,
the beginning. That if you have a habit that didn't make you feel good, now you need to find those habits that makes you feel good. And I think you're doing a good job with this podcast, that you're trying to find something that gives you purpose and gives you a good feeling. And maybe there will sure be something else as well, but you just need to find it and try some things, and you will get there.
It's
double. Yeah.
I have too much a lot of things in my view or in my body. I have two opinions. Like not that I'm like two persons, but I can relativate both sides. I can say, okay, this has benefits this way, this has benefits this way, and I cannot tell which way is better in the end, you know? I can just go on what I feel right now, and right now I feel like I should smoke less, so I'm doing that. But I don't know if the overall product of my happiness will be better off, you know?
Yeah, but
I like to believe that.
But you need to try those things, and
now
definitely. You're trying, and I think everybody's trying their whole life because your life is changing. You need to, every time you make a choice, you need to live differently with this choice. You need to adapt your life. So I think all the people are constantly thinking, or should think from this is good what I'm doing, or this is maybe not. How can I live better or happier? And I think those moments of just having a walk or just having a little meditation or a stretch or yoga can just make you do the best decisions in your life. or not maybe the best, but make you do some decisions that feels good for you.
I get that definitely. Just like I said, a part of me is also like everything is meaningless. You can as well just smoke weed every day and be happy as you are now.
Yeah, but I'm quite sure the easiest things are also not the most powerful things to enjoy.
No, I know that, but
yeah,
it's difficult because it's so easy to relativate stuff in life. Like,
but relativating.
Should I really go fitness after this podcast?
Yeah.
Not really, because I did the podcast already, so I had a good day.
No, you should do more.
See, that's what I mean. Like, will I be happier? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you will.
That's what we think, but.
But in this way you can ask questions about everything.
That is my point. Like,
by relativating, I try to relativate when something bad happens with me. When something, for example, when I lose my keys, I will tell, it sucks, but at least I have a house. You see? That's if you are relativating everything. For example.
So why would you only relativate bad things?
Because I try to see only the good things. I don't know. Maybe it sounds a little bit cheesy, but I really try to all the bad things that happened to relativate it and just make something good out of it. And not try to think about the bad things. I was with Robin, my girlfriend, on holidays in Portugal 2 or 3 years ago. There was a guy who said a very wise sentence. He said, "Don't think, it hurts." So you don't have to think too much because it hurts. For example, when you were saying, "Should I go to gym now?" Don't think, just do it. Because thinking hurts. And also about...
Should I smoke weed? Don't think, just do it. Like, you can use it both sides.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
true.
I like it because I'm very much a thinker and less of a doer. I realize that too. But it comes natural to us that we focus on the good things and that we don't focus on the bad things, obviously. Like, we want to live a good life. But everything that you apply to the bad side or to the good side, you can also apply to the other side. And that makes it difficult sometimes to put meaning into something. Like,
but you need to see what's good for you and bad for you. For example, smoking everyday weed is bad for me, so I need to change it. Because you can say in general, this is bad for everyone.
If it would not have health problems, I would still be smoking weed every day, I think. And that's a scary part. Because
if it would not be unhealthy, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, if it would not have unhealthy consequences for my physical, I would say. Yeah? I would still probably be smoking weed every day.
But you know that it can also be mentally problematic. So why should you? Because you already experienced in the past.
I see it like this, like, they always say, like, smoking weed changes your brain and stuff, and that's definitely true. But is that the bad thing I'm asking then? Like, is it bad that I created different connections in my brain because I smoked weed and that I relativate certain things differently than the general populace?
If you feel bad about it, yes.
I don't feel bad about it. I find that I have a very open-minded, and this can be partially attributed to weed. I will not say fully or that I would be that different, but I can definitely tell that certain aspects of me have more understanding of other people's situation and approaches and things they do because I've smoked weed, and I can relativate, okay, they're coming from this standpoint, and that's just, for example, bad stigmas. It's something that not a lot of people understand very well, like the stigma of being a junkie or the stigma of smoking weed or the stigma of being a bad person. And it's more easy for me, I think, to see those things and look behind them because I've experienced it myself. And I've been wired this way that I don't have an automated response to how the populace would react to something. If somebody sees me smoking, if I see somebody smoking on the streets, smoking a joint, I will not be like, oh, he's wasting his life, he's smoking weed. And maybe you would more likely have that reaction. And that's why I think like it's not bad that I'm wired differently. That I accepted that a long time ago because I have experienced that from a young age, that I am wired differently than others. And that's why I also believe that it's like difficult for me to 100% say smoking weed is bad. I definitely see good aspects in it. I definitely have good aspects of myself that I see enhanced by it. That I enjoy myself more.
So you think it can be healthy for your mind as well?
Yeah, definitely. And I think for others too. Not for everybody, of course. I do not suggest smoking weed, so don't say that I said that.
But maybe in a small proportion. Just
a small proportion.
Okay.
But that makes it difficult because I can relativate both sides easy. Like good things that happen to me, I can relativate, I'm just lucky or whatever.
But now you already have those thoughts, so do you think in the future it can have a healthy impact in your life or a good impact in your life? Do you think you can have more weird shapes in your brain or weird or different?
I think you can build easier upon what you already have, but I think it's more difficult to create new ones.
Sure.
And that I realized when I did the first time LSD. I think I was 25 or something. It was pretty late for my standards, I would say. And I realized, this is a whole experience and a whole train of thought I could never have experienced in another way. I think it's a feeling and a perception of how I was viewing life at that point that I would not have had if I did not do that drugs. And I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying I was at the point that it made sense to me to do it. And that makes it difficult for me to say that I'm really doing the good thing by trying to be as productive as possible. And I know you have to find a balance, whatever. I'm not saying it's not true what you say. But it's very easy to relativate my balance to one or other side. Like, no, I should be more productive. No, I should chill more. No, I'm good at where I am now. It's more directionless, it feels like.
Yeah, but I think it's also a question of finding it. That you are maybe now in the period that you still have to find what's good for you and that you're looking for it.
Definitely. I think we all experience that all the time. I don't think anybody...
It changes every day, that's sure.
I don't believe... A lot of people are really happy in the way they are now, at the moment they are now. I think everybody is a bit looking into the future in that sense. Even you, I think. Like,
everybody. You should
I think
look
you're
a little
very,
bit in the future, but like we said before, you should not look in the end. You should live and enjoy right now. Otherwise, you never enjoy.
And that's
you
the side of me that says smoke weed every day.
Yeah, but you need to find the good way, and
that's difficult.
And be sure that not only one part in the day is good, but doing one part in the day makes the rest of the day also good. Yeah. Maybe we have a question more about the healthy, unhealthy part, and
we're a bit off track maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I can use one of the prepared questions.
I also have only 5 more minutes because afterwards I need to go. So maybe one more question.
One more question.
All good questions.
All very loaded.
I think the third question is a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. How can someone incorporate exercise into their daily routine, even with a demanding job? How can individuals stay motivated to exercise regularly? What do you...
I think the most important point on this question is planning. That if you have a busy life with a very busy job and a daily routine that's... No, sorry, I was just reading. If you have just a busy life, that you need to plan in advance and I need this thing in my day to make me feel happy. That you have this thing in your day, if you can implement it. If you don't have time, it's just one day without. And just see, I need to think about myself first, and then I can make time for something else that's not that important for me, but also that I can enjoy as well. Or you need to think, okay, I will do in the evening just I don't know, gaming for half an hour that makes me happy or something. And
I find it difficult to plan everything because it feels like
more or less, but
it feels like there's no room.
You can still have the choice to do it or not, but at least you have the planning, and then you have the time for it if you want to do it. But that's true what you say, because often I have weeks that I are almost completely filled, and then there's not a lot of room of doing something that you want to do in the moment. So that's a negative side effect for sure. But if you want to go to the gym 5 times a week, you need to implement it. Otherwise, it's not possible, I think. Then you always will see, oh, I need to do the dishes. Oh, I want to do a nap for 1 hour. And then...
Yeah, I don't know how to answer this question, because I feel like most of it comes down to the goals you set. If you really want to achieve 5 times sport a week or something, whatever your goal is, then it will become easier to plan those moments. But indeed, you have to plan them. I'm definitely advocating for planning. But I also feel like at some point, especially for me, because I'm trying to fill up my days, and I'm planning too much stuff, like I have no room for spontaneous action or free thinking, because if I'm like doing nothing on a Thursday evening, I will most likely smoke weed.
But you can also plan a moment. Okay, in these hours I'm free to just be creative, to just think about themed topics for podcast or something.
Yeah, I do that, but it also feels too planned a bit. Like
I see.
It's difficult to say like, okay, I really want to do this at this point. It's more like I have obligated myself to do this now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I have no time on another day to do it. Something like that. Do you plan a lot of aspects of your life, or do you have more likely?
Yeah. Mostly yes.
That you say like, okay, this evening I will do podcast first, and I'm going to watch at the doll selling. Then I will have evening hour with my girlfriend, and then I'm going to sleep at 10 or
Mostly
something.
yes, but I try to make it less, because I also like just to have a weekend and then see what you're doing. But then I know I'm sometimes not doing what I want. So
it's difficult, right?
Yeah,
like
you need to have both, I think. Sometimes a week well planned and feeling good what you're doing, and then sometimes a weekend just seeing what comes.
Yeah.
Because that's also part of the question. How can we stay motivated to doing the things we do? Because like we said, you can plan everything and then just have a weekend for free, or just have a weekend free. But how can you stay motivated for reaching a goal? And I think having a vision of what you want, of where you want to go, can help as well. For example, if you want to be a bodybuilder, you can have a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger on your walls, and you can say, okay.
It's a name. It's not a.
It's what?
It's a last name of somebody. It's not a.
And then
the N word.
And then you can have a vision where you want to go, and then it's easier to keep on doing something. And maybe not one vision, but maybe I want to be between there, and let's see where we're going. And just see one day by day, not training for a week and then see, oh, I didn't reach anything, but just day by day and going, nothing too much in advance. But if you're feeling demotivated, you can see, okay, I wanted to go there, let's keep on going.
Yeah, I'm also struggling with motivation a bit. Like, I think I'm doing very well, but it's always something I have to write down. Okay, I'm this many hours into sport, or for this week I want to reach 5 hours each week, so I still have to sport at least twice this week.
But that's good, no? Or do you feel bad
it's
about
good,
it?
but is it really... It feels not something you really want to achieve if you have to force yourself to achieve it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like
But you know you will be happy after doing it, because every time you do it, you feel happy. So that's why you need to push yourself.
Yeah,
you may not be too easy for yourself. Sometimes.
That's true.
Sometimes we are too easy for ourselves and saying, oh, it's not important, but you need to be a little bit harder sometimes. If you want to reach something.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's also what's driving me lately. But just like I said, I don't know if I will be happier in the end. I'm just going now with what I'm feeling, but...
You can try. But I'm sure hard work pays off. So with these nice words, maybe we can
definitely
finish.
Really
so
grateful.
Hard work plays off. Never forget.
Plays off who?
Pays off.
No. I want to thank Bruno very much. Thank you, coming.
Benj. I really enjoyed being here.
Yeah, it was an easygoing conversation.
Nice setting, nice topic. I was glad I'm glad I've been here.
Thank you.
And I hope our 2 listeners have enjoyed it as well.
Oh, we actually have to.
Yeah, sure. He or she has come back.
Or maybe Maximus left and somebody else came.
Everything is possible in this world.
This big world of 2 viewers and 2 speakers.
No, but let's see. In 1 year, you're there. 200 viewers. Maybe. But you're doing good, Benj.
I said to myself that I don't really care about the viewers.
No, sure.
I meme it
you have to do it for yourself.
Like just to give people attention that they're viewing me, because I would, like I said to a lot of people, I would never watch myself.
No, but it's nice.
If you did this, I probably would not watch every week. Maybe once, if it's really a topic I like, but it's difficult sometimes to...
But it's nice for you if people are watching, no? So
it's nice if they, especially when they ask questions. I like that, because usually I don't really know what people want to hear or talk about, and that makes it easier to see what people are struggling with.
But I think your topics are mostly topics everyone has to deal with. So
yeah, I hope that's kind of the point. Let's talk about things that we all experience, I guess. Yeah. So with that thank you for listening, to viewers, and hope to see you next week, or not then, in 2 weeks with Max.
Good.
Then we're gonna talk about ganja.
With Max?
Yes. Both
sure, I will be listening. Sure.
Both sides of the aisle. I'm probably advocating for smoking a bit, and he will be advocating probably for not smoking.
Maybe you can also take the topic about being healthy, unhealthy, and ganja. Maybe that's the first question you can ask him.
Think we are more gonna... not that it's not interesting, but you can tell that it's difficult to
but just to make a bridge,
aspect.
Just to make the bridge between this podcast and the next one.
That's maybe a good idea. Maybe I'm doing that too little to actually make a coherent idea of podcasts, but it's difficult. I think our focus is more gonna be on achieving things. Like, do you feel like you have to quit maybe weed to achieve things, or how do you deal with yourself being not productive as you want to be?
But with these kind of topics, it's always difficult to have the right answer. It's nice
there is never a right answer.
So that's why it's nice you always have a guest to have 2 opinions. But it stays with the opinions. It's not that's one is always right.
It's not that I want to do a monologue about smoking weed, because I did that before and I listened to that and I was like, this is not so interesting.
Okay.
But anyways, thanks Bruno, and let's end this podcast here.
Have a good evening.
Smile to the camera. Cheers to Robin and maybe Zoe and Maximus. I don't know if anybody else is listening, but drop your name in the chat.